The personal security unit of the Russian president is the team with the most qualified members and the most advanced training in the country. We have compiled all of the facts that we are aware of regarding the operation of Putin's personal escort. Let's discuss them, but first do subscribe to our channel. The members of Vladimir Putin's security detail are already hard at work several months before the Russian president ever leaves his residences to make a public appearance anywhere. To begin, the team investigates any and all potential dangers, including criminal activity, social turmoil, the public's view of the location, and even the chance of natural disasters, such as earthquakes or floods, occurring in the area during the potential visit. A little less than a month before to the arrival of the president, members of the team arrive to the location in order to organize their security schedule with the authorities in the area and inspect the accommodations where the president would be staying. Because there will be no need for any technicians or repairmen to enter the living quarters while the president is there, each and every component, even down to the doorknobs, has been fixed. Jammers are installed by the IT engineers and technicians on the security team in order to prevent any radio detonation signals from reaching the position of the president. The apparatus that is maintained by the president's security team pings all smartphones and other devices that are in close vicinity to the president's position in order to monitor and regulate any potentially suspicious behavior. Those of you who are concerned about privacy should know that according to Russian law, the president's security detail has the authority to install and use tapping hardware and software of any kind, as well as to conduct body searches, have access to any building and organization, or seize any vehicle, if any of these things are required to ensure the president's safety. Nevertheless, the seizure of civilian automobiles is only permitted in extreme conditions, and there are no official records of even a single instance in which such a circumstance occurred. When these exhaustive preparations have been carried out, and only then does the president arrive, at which point the security personnel begin their immediate task. The unique organization that ensures the safety of the Russian president is known as the Federal Protective Service. Its official name in English is the Federal Guard Service of the Russian Federation. Its personnel records and financial information are partially classified, although according to certain semi-official sources, the organization has about 50,000 people working for it in total. How come there are so many? In addition to protecting the president, the Federal Protective Service is responsible for the safety of a great number of other people, including the following: the Prime Minister, the Speakers of the State Duma, and the Soviet of the Federation, the Ministers of Foreign Affairs and Defense, the Director of the Federal Security Service, the Chairman of the Security Council, the Head of the Presidential Administration and his deputies, and the Chairman of the Central Election Commission are all required to attend this meeting. A special order from the President is required in order to provide personal security for other state officials. A specialized section of the Federal Security Service is responsible for providing personal protection for the President. Surprisingly, having actual combat experience is not one of the prerequisites for applying for this job. It is unlikely that the president's security guard will have to arrange ambushes on mountain trails or jump with a parachute, says a former employee who worked in the president's Office of Security. Having expertise in combat is beneficial, but is not always appropriate to our line of business. When at battle, you launch attacks, and a bodyguard's sole responsibility is to defend the dignitary from those who cannot be seen. To simply comprehend who approaches the president and how they ought to be treated, the personal guards of the president need to be able to speak multiple languages and have a fundamental understanding of politics. Conor McGregor is seen in this footage being asked by the security crew to take his hand off of Vladimir Putin's shoulder. The bodyguards of the president are known for their exceptional stamina. They are trained to endure significant cold while wearing light overcoats. Heavy overalls can impede their movements, and they are not trained to sweat when exposed to heat. It has been reported that they make use of pharmaceuticals that interfere with several physiological processes. It should be mentioned that the bodyguards are permitted to smoke cigarettes, which is beneficial because it helps reduce stress more quickly. However, this is not permitted while training their job. The task of a bodyguard for the president is extremely taxing, which is why they are required to retire at the age of 35. The operation of Putin's bodyguards and the kind of gear they make use of. When the president is out in public, which is referred to as action, the security detail is arranged in 4 loose circles. The president is surrounded by a circle of people that include his personal bodyguards. These are individuals who appear to be dangerous and who wear dark sunglasses, suits, and earpieces. They also carry suitcases. They seem menacing for a reason. Potential assailants will recognize right away that the dignitary is under heavy security when they see this. The fact that he keeps his hands in front of his body at all times with his left hand frequently elevated halfway is another indicator that he may be a bodyguard. The security guard is required to maintain a vigilant stance at all times, as this is a mandatory requirement, because the primary responsibility of those who make up the first circle in the event of an attack is to use their bodies to protect the president. Take a look at how they do it in this video that was taken in Hanover in 2013 during an attack by a women's protest group. Protective shields are contained within the luggage that these men are carrying. If necessary, they can be deployed to shield the president from incoming fire. The guards are armed with a 9mm Gurza pistol that has the capacity to fire up to 40 shots per minute and is capable of breaching bulletproof vests from a distance of 50 meters. However, if there is a firefight that indicates that the security team has failed, the best way to avoid such attacks is to prevent them from happening in the first place. Keller umbrellas, which the security personnel carry about with them, are another piece of protective equipment that is intended to keep intruders out of the ward. These umbrellas are extremely resilient and can deflect missiles. However, it is not the guards in the so-called first circle who are the most crucial. Rather, it is the guards in the second circle. Unlike the first, these guards are completely unnoticeable in the crowd. Dressed properly and behaving discreetly, they are on the lookout for possible assailants. The term third circle refers to a security measure that surrounds the entire crowd and prevents potentially dangerous individuals from getting close to the president. The so-called fourth circle consists of snipers who have positioned themselves on top of the neighboring buildings. Because of this, it is extremely risky to run, yell, or make fast motions in close proximity to the president. You will receive a red dot on your head in a matter of seconds. In addition, during the president's appearances in large public venues, supplementary protection equipment may be set up. You can see the bulletproof glass screens that were constructed specifically for the occasion behind Vladimir Putin's back in the footage of him paying tribute to the late mayor of St. Petersburg, Anatoly Sobchak, by laying flowers to his monument. Finally, the bulk of the unit rides in armored vans alongside the president's motorcade. Extreme driving is also a required ability for the majority of the president's security. These individuals are members of the Special Operations Division and are armed with AK-47s, Dragunov sniper rifles, anti-tank grenade launchers, and portable OSA, WASP anti-aircraft missile systems. But the president himself is the most valuable asset of the president's security detail in the event that Vladimir Putin shows up. According to numerous former officers who worked in the president's security detail, Vladimir Putin is a mostly manageable dignitary due to the fact that he had prior experience serving in both the Soviet and Russian secret services. He is confident in the abilities of his security team, therefore he never questions their directives and always agrees with their requests. This finishes our today's video. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to our channel.